In internet culture, there are some people you don't just follow, you witness them. Their life becomes a live feed of transformation, controversy, reinvention, and survival. That was the role Mary Magdalene occupied online for years, and it's why news of her death hit so hard for so many people who had never met her. Mary Magdalene was not just an influencer. She was a spectacle, a symbol, and for many people online, a living experiment in transformation. Her real name was Denise Yvonne Jarvis Gongora. She was 33 years old when she died after falling from the 9th floor of a building in Patong, Thailand on December 9th, 2025. Thai authorities opened an investigation, and at the time of reporting, official results were still pending. When news broke, it traveled fast. But what made this story feel heavier than a typical headline wasn't just the fall, it was the digital trail she left behind. Denise had built a following through extreme cosmetic procedures and unapologetic self-presentation. She documented surgeries, recoveries, complications, and transformations in ways that were both polarizing and undeniably captivating. Some viewers saw empowerment, others saw warning signs, but nearly everyone saw something that kept them watching, and that is the core tension of influencer culture. Attention is currency. When your body becomes your brand and your transformation becomes your content, the pressure to escalate never fully disappears. The algorithm does not reward stillness. It rewards novelty, shock, intensity, and emotion. Denise understood that system. She worked within it for years. In the days before her death, she shared a post inspired by the film The Truman Show. Alongside an image referencing the movie's final scene, she posted a childhood photograph of herself. For many followers, that pairing felt haunting. It created a contrast between innocence and public persona, between the girl before the internet and the woman who became internet famous. But it's important to pause here. A post, even a symbolic one, does not automatically explain a tragedy. Interpretation is not evidence. The investigation remains ongoing and official conclusions have not been publicly finalized. Still, the symbolism struck people deeply. The Truman Show is a story about surveillance, performance, and a life consumed by an unseen audience. For someone whose entire adult identity unfolded online, the reference felt loaded. The internet, however, rarely waits for confirmed facts. Speculation filled timelines almost immediately. Was it accidental? Was it intentional? Was there something more? These questions spread faster than any verified information. In the weeks before her death, video footage circulated showing Denise in Thailand being assisted by police and bystanders while appearing intoxicated and disoriented. That footage became part of the broader narrative online, even though it did not directly explain what happened at the Patong building. But it did add context to a larger conversation about mental health, substance use, and the fragility that can sit beneath high visibility careers. Here is where the conversation needs to shift from gossip to systems. Influencer culture operates in a unique psychological environment. Your value is measured in engagement. Your visibility determines income. Your body, your face, your emotions, and even your suffering can become monetized assets. When transformation drives attention, escalation becomes tempting. When controversy drives clicks, polarization becomes profitable. Over time, that environment can blur the boundary between identity and performance. You are not just living, you are producing, and production rarely pauses for emotional exhaustion. Denise's persona was built around extremity. She was open about cosmetic surgeries that many people considered excessive. She leaned into criticism rather than retreating from it. In doing so, she built a brand that thrived on intensity. But intensity is difficult to sustain indefinitely. The internet encourages reinvention, but it punishes vulnerability. It celebrates confidence, but it rarely supports collapse. When someone publicly struggles, the reaction is often fascination first, empathy second. After her death, debates erupted about cosmetic surgery culture, about body dysmorphia, about online validation, and about whether platforms amplify risk by rewarding extreme content. Some of those conversations were thoughtful, others were cruel. That duality reveals something uncomfortable. We are quick to consume transformation, but slower to examine the toll it takes. Denise's brother shared tributes online, expressing grief and shock. Family members suddenly found themselves mourning in a public arena where strangers debated meaning under memorial posts. That is another modern reality of digital fame. Privacy becomes fragile, even in death. The geographic detail also matters. Denise was in Thailand, far from her home base. Travel can represent freedom, reinvention, or escape, but it can also amplify isolation. When you are away from familiar support networks, vulnerability can deepen quietly. According to early reporting, she had been scheduled to check out of the building the next day. That detail adds texture but not certainty. It shows movement, not motive. What we know for certain is limited. A fall occurred from the 9th floor. Authorities are investigating. The rest is interpretation layered on top of grief. And interpretation online quickly becomes narrative. This is where responsibility matters. When someone with a large platform dies suddenly, the temptation is to turn their life into a lesson, to declare that they symbolize something, to use them as proof of cultural decay or personal excess. But that reduces a human being into a case study. Denise was more than surgeries, more than shock value, more than viral posts. She was a person navigating a system that rewards spectacle and rarely protects the performer. The influencer economy promises autonomy. You control your image, you control your message, you build your own platform. But behind that promise is an unspoken truth. The algorithm controls reach, audience reaction controls income. And once you become a public product, stepping back can feel financially and psychologically dangerous. The pressure to remain visible can override the need to rest. And when your audience expects escalation, moderation can feel invisible. None of this confirms what happened in Patong. It does not assign blame or provide answers, but it does frame a larger question. Why are we seeing more public breakdowns tied to digital fame? Why does online validation carry such disproportionate emotional weight? And why does the system continue operating the same way after each high-profile tragedy? Influencer culture can magnify insecurities that already exist. It can turn anxiety into content and vulnerability into engagement. When someone struggles, the internet often reacts in extremes, idolization or mockery. Very little in between. Denise lived at that edge for years. She invited people into her transformation. She endured criticism. She monetized attention. And she survived waves of controversy that would have ended other online careers. But survival online is not the same as stability offline. The most dangerous part of digital fame is not just public hate. It is the constant requirement to perform coherence, to appear intentional, to maintain a narrative arc. When cracks appear, the audience analyzes them in real time. And when tragedy strikes, the same audience tries to decode it like a storyline. It is possible to acknowledge the haunting nature of her final post without turning it into prophecy. It is possible to recognize warning signs without pretending certainty. What remains undeniable is this: the internet can make transformation feel endless, but the human body and mind are not designed for perpetual reinvention under scrutiny. Denise's death has left open questions. Those questions may eventually receive official answers, or they may remain partially unresolved. But the cultural pattern is already visible. We live in an era where visibility is treated as value, where extreme self-modification can become a business model, where a person's identity can be dissected by millions who never knew them personally. And when that system produces grief, the reaction is often temporary outrage followed by algorithmic amnesia. If there is a responsible takeaway from this story, it is not about judgment, it is about awareness. Awareness that online fame does not equal emotional safety. Awareness that transformation for engagement can carry hidden costs. Awareness that the pressure to remain relevant can quietly erode stability. And most importantly, awareness that behind every viral persona is a human being navigating something far more complex than a feed. Denise Yvonne Jarvis, Gongora's life cannot be reduced to surgeries or headlines. Her death cannot be reduced to speculation. What can be examined, however, is the environment that made her rise so rapid and her fall so widely consumed. The investigation continues. The conversation should continue too, but it should be grounded in restraint, not rumor, reflection, not exploitation, because the machine of attention will keep moving. The question is whether we learn anything before it does.